Good morning. Welcome to Across the Table with Evangelist Langford Stevens III again. I'm excited today to bring another encouraging word today. Uh, I so many people that I want to thank God for today in my life, and we're going to talk about a little bit of mind boggling things that kind of we all go through from time to time today, dealing with different feelings that we have during the course of a day, during the course of a year, month, or whatever. But before I get into the teaching, I really want to thank God, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, my wife and my family. Thank God for all my co-workers. Y'all know who you are. Want to thank God for even my barbers. Thank God for Prophet William Gibbs, First Lady Gibbs. Just thank God for every single person. My mother, my rest in peace, my father, my stepfather who stepped in. Thank my natural father in Ohio, and my sisters in Ohio, my sister Kim, Tony, Kiana, Mashonda, all of you guys. I just thank you. My grandbabies, Paris, my daughters, Brittany Diamond. I want to thank everybody. In our journeys in life, we have people that's in our life. We need to show appreciation to these people. They made you good and bad, ups and downs. They're the reason we are what we are. Your situations, definite in life, your afflictions bring an identity on you that will last forever, and it will be a learning experience as we're going to learn today about different feelings that we feel during the course of the day. First of all, I want to say that feelings going to come and go. Okay, good, bad, however, some tragic. I want to say, I want to give a shout out and keep a dear friend of ours. They know who I'm talking about. Just went through a loss. We love you. We love you, man. I won't say his name because of privacy. We love you. We're here for you. People love you. You find out how many people love you when you go through devastating times in your life, and it don't matter what ups and downs you go through. Be there for the people that you love when they go through. Point blank. That's the type of people we are. And we want to continue to love people through it all. Love them through it all. Everybody ain't gonna be satisfied with you and like you on a daily basis. But we're gonna learn something today about feelings. We're gonna just let it pass through. Okay. I want to turn to Proverbs chapter 15 today. I'm gonna read 3 verses, right? I might read 4, but 3 verses in particular that I want to read because it's Solomon talking, and he's giving us wisdom. That's what Solomon do. The book of Proverbs, he gives us wisdom. And then I'm going to take some notes that I took, some little studies and research that I did to bring up this teaching that I know. This is one teaching that I know is going to be very helpful to a lot of people if you pay attention to what I'm saying. We talked about dealing with temptation on Sunday. And we talk about the inner man. Everything I try to talk about is dealing with the inner man. Because we got to get, like I said before, we got to go into a real wonderful transition. We've been through some hard times, pandemic, bad leadership, or whatever it may be. But it's great to be a transition. And why transition? Why let the revolution, happen? You don't have to. You find the revolution. Don't let the revolution find you. Okay. We don't go off of no New Year's resolutions. We just change for the better. Okay, because everything we put our mind to, life will throw a curveball, and next thing you know, we right back where we started at. So I just learned to take it, let it come, let it run its course, and on to the next situation. Because Jesus, that was a key to Jesus forgiving us. We did Jesus so wrong. Yet he forgave us, died for us on the cross. How did he do that? Son of the living God. Why? Because he let it pass on through. He didn't hold on to nothing. You're going to learn that today. Turn to Proverbs chapter 15. I'm going to start at verse 13. And it says, a merry heart makes a cheerful countenance. But by sorrow of the heart, the spirit is broken. The heart of him who seeks understanding seeks knowledge, but the mouth of fools feeds on foolishness. All the days of the afflicted, verse 15, are evil. But he who is of a merry heart has a continual feast. Verse 16, my last verse. Better is a little with the fear of the Lord, than great treasure with trouble. Better is little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure with trouble. Now I want to focus on this one particular verse. A merry heart makes a cheerful countenance, but a sorry heart is when the spirit is broken. And if I can bring a title to this teaching today, I want to say, don't stop the feelings. Don't stop them. Let them pass through. Don't try to stop the feelings. Let them pass through. I want to read some notes. And I want you to pay attention to the notes, and I'll elaborate along the way. I might stop here and there, but I want to hit home with this message today, because you're going to learn how to juggle life and the feelings that come with life, and you're going to become a better person, okay? Because it's going to be a continuous filter of yourself with these feelings and all these distresses and things that we go through in life. We're going to filter them through. We're going to let them have their appointed time, but they're not going to stay. They're not going to make a permanent residence in us. And as we continue to filter these feelings from us, I mean, I'm talking about good and bad. They come in, they come out. Each day is different. Each situation with everybody is different. But as we continue to filter ourselves out, you will find that life will be a lot more easy, and you'll start to accept whatever comes your way, because you have mastered at filtering yourself of all thoughts, all negative, or even positive thoughts have a time where they go through, and the next day there's an ending and a beginning. There's a beginning and an ending to all thoughts and all feelings. And we got to make sure we give them the appropriate time and make room for the next one. First, we must remember that our feelings passing through our hearts and minds are trying to always tell us something, even though most of the time we don't listen to them. You have at your disposal a foolproof guidance system to navigate you through life. This system, which consists solely of our own feelings, lets you know whether you are off track or headed towards unhappiness and conflict, or on track headed toward peace of mind. Your feelings act as a barometer, letting you know what your eternal weather is like. When you're not caught up in your taking thinking too seriously, your feelings will be generally positive. They will be affirming you that you are using your thinking to your advantage. No mental adjustment needs to be made. When you experience life, when your experience of life is other than pleasant, when you're feeling angry, resentful, depressed, stressed out, frustrated, and so forth, your warning system of feeling kicks in like a red flag to remind you that you're off track, that it's time to ease up your thinking. You've lost perspective. Mental adjustment does need to be made. You can think of your negative feelings in the same way that you think of the warning lights on the dashboard of your car. When flashing, they let you know that it's time to ease up. Contrary to popular belief, negative feelings do need to be studied and analyzed. When you analyze your negative feelings, you'll usually end up with more of them to contend with. When you analyze them, you'll usually end up with more of your negative feelings to contend with. The next time you're feeling bad, rather than getting stuck in an analysis paralysis, wondering why you feel the way you do, see if instead you can use your feelings to guide you back to the direction towards serenity. Don't pretend that the negative feelings don't exist, but try to recognize that the reason for your negative the reasons your negative feelings was sad, whether they're angry, stressed, or whatever, and then whatever it is that you are taking life too seriously. You are sweating the small stuff. I'm going to read that again. Don't pretend that the negative feelings don't exist, but try to recognize that the reason you are feeling sad, angry, stressed, or whatever is because maybe you're taking your life too seriously. You are sweating some of the small stuff that you shouldn't be sweating. Instead of rolling your sleeves up and fighting life, back off, take a few deep breaths and relax. Remember, life isn't an emergency unless you make it so. I've also realized in life that the good and bad, pleasure and pain, approval and disapproval, achievements and mistakes, fame, shame, all come and they go. Everything has a beginning and an ending, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Every experience you have ever had, every experience you have ever had is over. Every thought you've ever had started and it finished. Every emotion and mood you experience has been replaced by another one. You've been happy, sad, jealous, depressed, angry, in love, shame, proud, and every other conceivable human feeling. Where did they go? All those feelings came, but where did they go? The answer is no one really knows. All we know is that eventually everything disappeared into nothingness. Welcoming this truth into your life is the beginning of a liberating adventure. Our disappointment comes about, let me go back again. Our disappointment comes about in essentially two ways. There's two ways our disappointment comes about. When we're experiencing pleasure, we want it to last forever. It does not, and if it never does, or when we're experiencing pain, we want it to go away now. It usually doesn't. Unhappiness is a result of struggling. Okay, let's hear this again. Unhappiness is the result of struggling against the natural flow of experience. I want to read that again because we're going to elaborate on that. Unhappiness is the result of struggling against the natural flow of experience. It's enormously helpful to experiment with the awareness that life isn't just one, it's just one thing after another. One present moment followed by another present moment. When something is happening that we enjoy, know that while it's wonderful to experience the happiness it brings, it will eventually be replaced by what? Something else. A different type of moment. Know that when we're experiencing something, enjoy the moment. But eventually, that moment will be replaced by a different type of moment. If that's okay with you, you'll feel peace even when the moment changes. You got to learn that moments have a beginning and they have the ending. If that's okay with you, then you'll start to live in peace. A lot of times, from moment to moment, we just get, if it's a good moment, we roll with it. If it's a bad moment, we lose ourselves all over the place. But when you understand that moments have their beginning and their ending, you begin to have inner peace that people can't understand because you know moments change. And if you're experiencing some type of pain or displeasure, know that this too shall pass. Keeping this awareness close to your heart is a wonderful way to maintain your perspective, even in the face of what? Adversity. It's not always easy, but it's usually helpful. Remember, don't let negative feelings or positive feelings in life discourage you. They both have meaning and they both are needed for strengthening the journey in our life. We cannot allow various feelings to keep us incarcerated to a point where we feel always trapped in the jail of life. We must first realize that feelings have an expiration date on them, good and bad. We must also realize that there are people in the world that are going to come into your life on a daily basis. Some make you angry and some make you happy. I choose to let them flow, because when you let the feelings just flow and pass through, you make room for the next feeling, whatever that may be. And I found that when you filter the feelings, that means whatever happened on Monday must be gone by Tuesday, because you're making room for whatever feelings that's going to come into that day. But the key is this, that I want my countenance, as Solomon said, to keep my heart murdered and not my spirit broken. How do I keep my spirit from not being broken? Because I realize that life is full of ups and downs. So when the ups and downs come, I can't please everybody. And I have to realize and accept that. And I have to forgive on a regular basis. Everybody just not going to, everybody not going to be like you. It's one of you. It's one of me. And things in life life is not perfect. You're always going to have some ups and some downs. We're always going to realize we're going to have bills forever. We're going to have debt forever. Some of us. There's always something going on in this life. We're in a pandemic right now. Something we never experienced in this generation. And we realize how we learn to adjust to it and handle it the best way we can. Whether we messing up, whether we being safe, going places and, social distancing and doing whatever we need to do. But let me tell you something. We are strong people. We've been tested in the fire. We've been tested in the high waters, and we always able to come through. And then we have the word to back us. This ain't no religious wars and you right, I'm wrong. We just natural born overcomers. God made us that way. So when the feelings come, let them pass through. When people get sick and had cancer and all these different diseases, because a lot of us, they bring that on themselves, because listen, you hoard these feelings. These feelings take on a whole personality on their own. They start bringing you down. If you around somebody every day that angry every day they get smart with you, every day they got something to do, they hoarding the feelings too much. Listen, I can't be determined in my life and my happening based on you not letting feelings just filter through. It's not the fact that you don't care, It's just, listen, life is too short, and you got to learn to move on and make room for the next feeling. You cannot sit up here and just go and let the different changes and ups and downs in life just continue to what I can just continue to come on you like a virus, just eating you up daily. Every single day that we get up is a new day to make things right. A new day that we realize that God's grace is on us again. So why should I take the feelings from Monday and restart them on Tuesday? If you were mad with me on Monday, I'm going to do my best to make sure you ain't mad with me on Tuesday. If you still mad with me on Tuesday, I'm going to do my best to make sure you ain't mad with me on Wednesday. If you don't do nothing with yourself, that's on you. If you keep holding up the feelings and you want to keep feeling some type of way, I'm not going to let that stop me from trying to be a better person. I'm going to let it filter on through. It might come across as you think I don't care. No, it's not the fact that I don't care or we don't care. It's the fact that I'm not going to let these feelings just stay in me. They got to pass through. I need to make room for love and forgiveness. My identity is not based on what a current feeling or current situation may be. It's more to us in life than just that. You'll find that life will get a lot more peaceful when you find that filtering process is very refreshing. Your heart will be merry. You might be sorrowful sometimes, but you need to put an expiration date on these sorrowful feelings. In the Bible, God always let a grieving. He let the grieving period go, but he told Samuel, "Hey, it's time to get up and go find me a new king." When Samuel was grieving over Saul for his disappointing God, it's time to get up and go find me a new king. Keep it moving. I'll let you sit there and grieve over a disappointment, but I'm not going to let you live there. Some of us are living too long in the feelings that's coming upon us. And it's eating you up on a daily basis. If you run around trying to waste your whole life trying to make some people happy, like I told you before in the message a while back, there's no substitutions for God. You got to come to a point where you just say, hey, I can't, it's nothing I can say or do that can change this situation with this particular individual or whoever it may be. Only God can fix certain things. You can't take the place of God. So what? Guess what? You just got to let the feelings just go on through, pass on through. Until one day, you pray for the person or the individual, whoever it may be, that's going through these times where they trying to find themselves and they up and down and emotional and stressed, and then they happy one moment and you trying to track their feelings and you getting tired and miserable because you don't know from day to day what they going to bring and what they going to deal at the table that day. But whatever they deal, and however they feel, whoever you're dealing with, whether it's bosses at the job, relationships, marriages, whatever it may be, friendships, let it pass through. Don't let it stay in you and live in you. Give every positive and negative feeling an expiration date and make room for the next one. Then you'll realize how Jesus really was able to deal with the situations that he did when he walked the earth. He let it pass through. Okay? He wasn't going to let a situation break his spirit because he knew that he was here on a mission and a journey for his Father. And like Jesus was, we are as well. We here on this earth for a reason. Now, some of us, we experience these feelings all the time because we sometimes think we're in a place where we think we're supposed to be. But that's a place that we made for ourselves. Not what God made us. That's a place where we made and we figure, oh, I have found my purpose. You found your purpose. You didn't find the purpose that God found for you, but you found the purpose that you want to find, that you feel like, and you still ain't happy there. Because once you find that place that God have you in, you'll learn to let things pass through. Negative, pass through. Stress, pass through. Sorrow, pass through. Forgiveness, pass through. Hatred, pass through. And it is so amazing when you start to look at even the relationships, even to the closest people around you. Let it pass through. One day they'll realize that you're still growing and they might take up a few tips from you. Because you got to learn that only God, only God is the one who can please every single body. God alone. He's the provider. No money, no cars, nothing. Because guess what? You get a car, you feel good, next thing you know, the car old. You ready to get another one. Because you're never satisfied. The lust of the flesh is never satisfied. It's always something. And I just choose not to keep chasing that something. I want to have inner peace. So guess what? Whatever life throw at me, whatever life throw at you, I want you to learn, just let it pass through. Don't let Monday determine your Tuesday or Tuesday determine your Wednesday. Because in this life, people look for consistency. They also look for your mistakes. And if you hoard our feelings in, that's unhealthy. Eventually, they manifest to something. Might be sickness, and stress, high blood pressure, whatever it may be. Some of us waste our time so trying to please so many people, trying to impress people so much. It takes a lot of energy to do that instead of being yourself. But because we really hide behind a whole mirror of a mess that we just always dress it up, whether it's weed, whether it's jewelry, whatever it may be. We put on these masks before we even had the masks to try to satisfy and try to put on an image that we more than what we are at the time. But listen, deal with the feelings and let them pass through. You'll find that your life will be a lot more healthy. You'll walk around and then people accept you for who you are. It's simple as that. But if you learn to not let those feelings have their appropriate time, but let them pass through. Let them have their expiration date. Forgive people. Start fresh on a daily basis. They say, the Bible tells us new mercies God give us day to day. So guess what? New feelings of prosperity, new feelings of love, new feelings of forgiveness. Let's renew them on a regular basis. Because there's a lot more to life than just things. When you get all the things you want, then what? Some are still not happy. I don't care how much you have, you're still not happy because you got so much stuff, hurt, pain, disappointment from others balled up in you, you can't even enjoy what you have. So I encourage you today, let it pass through. Somebody hurt you, disappoint you, let it pass through. Somebody turned their back on you, let it pass through. Somebody ain't talking to you no more, let it pass through. Broken relationship, let it pass through. Boss man made me mad yesterday. Let it pass through. I ain't like what the man said or the woman said. Let it pass through. The clerk at the store got smart. Let it pass through. Learn to let it pass through. Then you become more like Jesus. Then you become more conscious that life is just going to throw what it needs to throw at you. But you let it pass through. And you'll realize you're a better person, a stronger person, and you're renewing yourself every single day. I hope this message helps somebody today. Let it pass through. It's going to come and it's going to go. Make room for the next one and the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day. And don't let problems determine your day and feelings determine your day. They come and they go. But most important, let them pass through and make room for the new. God bless you. And may heaven smile upon you. Until I see you on Sunday, I love you. I'm praying for all of you, and you pray for me as I continue to do what I do in life. Amen.